All right, hello and welcome to a session of FitEssentials Basics. My name is Shauna. I'll be guiding you through class today. The first circuit after we get through our warm-up is going to have some overhead work. If your shoulders don't allow you to press overhead, don't use any weights, just kind of reach through the range of motion that feels comfortable for you. And then during our second circuit today, we're going to make our way down to the floor. We're going to be doing some work for the glutes and the abdominals. So if you don't have a space or you aren't able to get down the floor, if you can lie on a couch, on a bed, anything that you can lie on your back. If you absolutely can't get down on the ground, just hang out with us, do the best you can from like a seated position, and then we'll be back to our feet for our third circuit. So with that said, if you aren't standing already, let's go ahead and come on up to your feet. We'll do some stretches to get started. All right, our spinal cord breathing to start. So walk your feet just underneath the hips, lift up through the midsection here. You're gonna have that soft bend in your knees, draw your belly in, and now we're gonna bring the arms in around. So you bring your forearms together, place your palms together. Then as you exhale, tuck your body down and in, pull your belly in towards the spine. Good job. We're gonna go 3 cycles. Breathe in, standing tall, open those arms, drawing the shoulders back and down, and turn your head up towards the sky. Squeeze the glutes, protect that low back, and then circle it down and in, coming back to that starting position on your exhale. Good. 3 times total. So breathe in, lift up out of those hips, turn the head to the sky. Exhale, tuck it down and in. Try to breathe out just a little bit more than you normally would. Good. One more time. Nice deep breath in, circle those shoulders open, turn the head to the sky. Good. Final exhale this time. A little bit longer than normal. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out on your next inhale. Relax the arms down. Come on back to standing. Very good. Walk the feet just a little bit wider. Keeping that soft, bend those knees. And we're going to go shoulder rolls next. So you're going to bring the shoulders up and into your ears, and we're going to circle them back. So trying to train those shoulder blades to sit back on the rib cage. I like to kind of use my arms with this as well. So kind of bring the arms up and around. Good job. Get those shoulder blades moving. A couple more here. And relax there. Good. From here, just a nice little gentle side step and an arm swing. So stepping side to side, crossing the arms as you reach in front. Rotate those palms forward as you step out. Very nice. Keep the shoulders down out of the ears, standing tall. Good. A couple more on each side. Very good. And rest from there. All right, next we're going to start to open up those hips as well as our shoulders. So step your right foot forward, really place that foot down nice and solid, and step your left foot back. From here, we're going to start with the arms over the shoulders first, lifting up out of those hips. Send those hips forward. So I'm going to shift the hips back, shift the hips forward. Try to squeeze the booty of that trail leg. Rock it back, rock it forward, lift the chest, squeeze the glutes. Let's go one more time. Rock it back, rock it forward, and relax the arms down. Good job. Same thing other side. Establish your left foot forward, step your right foot back, and then I dream a genie arms, tall chest, long neck, and starting with that hip shift. Rock it back, rock it forward, squeeze the glutes. Couple more. Back, forward, lift the chest. One more time. Back, forward, and rest. Excellent. Rock those arms down, walk the back foot in, feet back to hip width apart. Alrighty. From here, we're going to start to go our backward swimmer. So we're going to just imagine you're swimming the backstroke, reach one arm up and back, and then the other arm up and back. Very nice. Circling through. Beautiful. Then just see where your comfort level is as far as how big your circle is. Good. Fantastic. Maybe one more on each side. Awesome job. All right. From here, we're going to go into our side stretch with that cross body reach. So let's start with your left hand. We're going to go back to that stagger stance position. So step your left foot back, Rock back so that you're sitting on your heel, or both feet are flat on the ground, hip width apart. Taking your left hand up by the shoulder, right hand on the hip. And as I mentioned, we're gonna start with that cross body reach. So I'm gonna keep the hand about shoulder height, reaching across, breathing in, draw that hand back to the shoulder. And now we're gonna kind of work our way up to overhead, just a little bit at a time, reaching a little bit higher across the body. Fantastic. Exhale as you reach across. Inhale as you draw it back to the shoulder. Good. Exhale, shift those hips a little bit as well. Allowing a little rotation, bringing it back. Good, start to reach over the head if you're able. Fantastic, and back. And now if your body will do so, come straight into a side stretch, reaching straight up over the head and down. We're gonna do that one 3 times. Second time, up and across. Beautiful, down. And on this third one, if you feel solid in your legs, turn your gaze so you're looking up towards that hand. Hold for one more breath, and then bringing it down and switching sides. Good job. Walk that back foot in between sides, hip circles. Nice and smooth here, circling through the hips. Good job. Smile as you do so. Very good. And then now let's reverse directions. Nice, gentle circles the other way. Wonderful. There you go. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna go side stretch, cross body reach, opposite side. So establish that left foot nice and solid. And then the right foot's gonna step back, left hand on your left hip. Taking your right hand to the shoulder, starting with that cross body. So just about shoulder height, reaching across the body. Inhale as you draw the hand back to that same side shoulder. Reach just a little bit higher each time, reaching across. Breathe in, drawing it back. Wonderful. Exhale, reach. Inhale, return back. Good. Up about the level of the forehead and back. And now we'll start to go straight overhead 3 times in that side stretch, up and across and down. Good. Lengthen through that body. Beautiful. Last time, if you feel solid in your legs, glance up towards that hand, holding for an extra breath. And come on down and shake it out. Good job. Walk that back foot in. Shake it out. Let's grab a drink of water. And then we're going to get ready for our first circuit. This is where we'll have that overhead press. Again, if anything's going on with your shoulder that you're like, hey, it doesn't feel good to reach overhead or to press overhead, then just go unweighted, kind of reach that range that does work for your shoulder. If you are confident to use a little bit of weight for this, let's go ahead and pick up a light to moderate size dumbbell or a water bottle, anything that you feel comfortable holding. We're going to start with the weight. Now I'm going to instruct you to go on the left side of your body. If you're weaker on your right side, you can always start in the opposite arm. But if you want to mirror me, let's bring that weight up to your left side. And we're going to do this from our stagger stance. So with the weight in the left side, step your left foot back, right hand on the right hip. All right, when you're ready, pressing straight up to overhead, elbow points forward as you lower, and we're gonna elevate that shoulder up and into the ear as you extend, controlling it down. Good. Watch that you don't arch the back. This stagger stance kind of helps protect against that arching halfway through. Good. Exhale as you push, inhale as you lower, couple more. And 2, 1, and take a pause. In between arms, we're gonna practice with the lower body a little bit. So if you were using weight, go ahead and set it down. Depending upon your balance here, you're either gonna do a side step with the arm swing, or if you wanna do a little bit more of a challenge, we're gonna do our lateral step over. So your choice, either that side step like we did in our warm up, or up and over that imaginary hurdle. Good job. We're gonna practice this for 30 seconds. Keeping those shoulders down out of the ears. Very nice. As you lift the knee, lift the foot and toes as well. We're practicing our mobility here through the hips, also practicing to prevent falling. Lifting up as you come onto that single leg support. Good job. 10 seconds left. Up and over, up and back. whole time through as you're trying to balance. You want to draw your abdomen up and in, squeeze those shoulders back, and 2, 1, and rest. Shake out those arms. There you go. And now we're going to go overhead press or overhead reach in your dominant arm or your right arm. So as you bring that weight up to the shoulders, same side that's holding the weight, that's the foot that's going to step back, opposite arm on the hip. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Press or reach. Point that elbow straight forward at me as you lower. Good, elevate, pushing that weight right over the center of your head, controlling down. Beautiful, excellent, great extension. We want to keep those shoulders moving. We don't want to lose the ability to reach up, or we want to regain some mobility if we've lost a little bit. Good job, 1 or 2 more reps. Elevate through, controlling it down. And 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a seat. We're going to do some mobility for that mid back. All right, as you come to seated, make a point to sit right up on your sit bones. We're gonna do our cat-cows on this first cycle. So you're gonna bring your hands to the bottom of your thighs, just kind of cover the tops of your knees as you exhale, similar to our warm-up breathing. Draw those shoulders forward, draw the belly in towards the spine, chin down to the chest, and then on the inhale, slide the hands back. So Laura, we're gonna stay up on the thighs. We're not going all the way down this time. Yep. So just staying upright right here. So this is our bottom position and our upper position. So just moving through that mid back, not so much going below the knees, just getting some flexion and some extension through the mid back. Very good. Chin to the chest, shoulders roll forward, sit nice and tall, turn the head up towards the sky. Let's go a couple more. Exhale, draw everything down and in, and then inhale, lift and open. Shoulders back, head up. One more time. Exhale, roll it forward, chin to the chest. And inhale, roll those shoulders back, lift the head to the sun. Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and grab a drink of water. That's our first time through. We're going to do that twice more, going back to that overhead reach in about 30 seconds. Keep that hydration going. All righty, making your way back up to your feet. With or without weight, starting in your non-dominant arm. I'm just making the assumption that's the left hand for most people. So you're gonna bring that weight up to the left shoulder, and we're going back into that stagger stance. So whichever arm is holding the weight, that same side foot's gonna step back. Rock that heel down. Very good. When you're ready, start your press, belly draw in. Very good. Elbow forward. Moving through those shoulders, but just watch that the hip doesn't kick out. So keep those hips nice and level. Excellent. If you're tired today, this also can be done from seated. So maybe you're already standing up, but on that third round, if you want to stay seated for your overhead press, that certainly works. Final time, elevate to that shoulder, elbow comes forward, and take a rest. All right, in between arms, we're gonna do those lateral steps. If you are seated, you can even do like a seated march. Otherwise, standing tall, arms to the side, and here we go. Up and over, or simply a side step. Your hurdle doesn't have to be high here. Opening through the hips. Good. Holding strong, pinning those shoulders back and down. Very nice. Think about pushing your big toe down on the side that you're gonna balance on, and then coming up and across. Good, 10 seconds. Lift the knee, lift the foot. Beautiful. Over and back. Final one. And rest. Good job. Shake out those arms. Overhead press on your dominant side. Coming back to your weight if you were using it. As you bring that weight up to the shoulder, same side foot steps back, opposite hand on the hip. 2, 1, here we go. Eyes up, looking straight ahead here. Good, nice, Shirley. Nice, Diane, reaching nice and high, bringing that weight over the center of your head, so we don't want to press it wide, press it straight up, that's better, and forward. Looks great, Laura. Exhale as you push. Inhale as you lower. Try not to hit yourself in the head with the dumbbell as I did on that one. And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Awesome. End of round 2. If you're not already seated, join me back in the chair. All right, we're gonna do our mid-back rotations this time. So make sure you're seated up right on your sit bones, sit nice and tall through your spine. Let's start with your left hand. Bring that left hand behind the head. Draw the belly in. You're gonna bring that elbow towards your opposite thigh. And then you wanna sit nice and tall. You can use your right hand on the inside of the right knee and just gently encourage some rotation, looking over that left shoulder. Inhale as you bring that elbow towards that opposite thigh. Sit tall and gently exhale as you rotate. Between 3 and 5 here. Pausing in that open position. That's where we get the most benefit of this mobility piece. Opening through that body. Think about drawing that elbow back as you look over that side. I want to try to pull that elbow back as far as I can. Make as much space as I can to look over that shoulder. Finish this last rep. And then same thing other side. Now your right hand goes behind the head. Draw the chin in. Draw the belly in as you bring that elbow across the body. Sit tall. Again, you can use that left hand to gently push against the left knee. Encourage a little bit more rotation. Good. Breathe in to lower. And exhale as you sit tall, turning the head. Follow that elbow with your eyes. 1 or 2 more. And rest. Good job. Before we jump on up to our feet, let's give a little bit more movement for the neck position. So we're going to draw the chin and look straight down towards the floor. Oh, say hello to the back of the neck. And then gently look up towards the ceiling or sky. Good. Twice more. Looking down if you want. You can just ever so gently place the hands on top of the head. Stretch the back of the neck a little bit. And then as you look up, you can cross the hands over the chest and pull the skin down as you look up. Good work. Once more each direction. Chin to the chest, staying long through the spine as you do so. Option to give a little bit of an overpressure on the head. And then hands over the chest, pulling down just underneath the collarbones as you gently look up. Fantastic. All right, we're going to go through that one more time. As I mentioned, if you want to do your overhead press from seated, you can stay here in the chair. Otherwise, we're going to start here in about 15 seconds. Third and final time through. All right, non-dominant arm. If you are joining me from standing, same side with the weight. That foot steps back. 2, 1, here we go. Pushing straight up. Elbow comes forward as you lower. Very nice. Watch the bellies that you don't arch, drawing the belly in towards the spine throughout. Beautiful, very good reach. Awesome. Over halfway, about 10 seconds left. Couple more reps, great job. And 2, 1, and rest. Back to our lateral step overs. You were seated, if you can join us standing for this. 2, 1, here we go. Pull everything up and in. Take your time as you step up and over. There's also some balance work here. Working on our hip flexors, lift the knee, lift the foot and toes. Very good. Keep those shoulders drawn down. Palms rotate forward. Excellent. There you go. Up and across. Maybe one more. And rest. Good job. If it's convenient to grab the water, let's get a quick drink and then we back to our last time on your second arm. All right. Last time, second arm. So probably your right side. If you're standing with me here, right foot steps back, left hand on the left hip, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Pressing up, elbow forward as you lower. Good. Breathing in to lower. Exhale, drive up. Beautiful. Ten seconds. Smooth moving. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! All right, set that down. Grab a drink. And then as we talked about in the beginning of class, we're gonna make our way either to the floor or for the, like lying on your back on the bed next. So take a little bit of time. We got Moose down on the floor here. It's all stretched out. Oops, where is he? Anyway, I'll probably be awake by the end of class. We'll keep him asleep here while I'm down on the ground. All right, make your way onto your back. We're gonna be spending about 10 minutes or so down here, working our midline, activating that lower core. All right. So as you come down to the floor, you're gonna come all the way onto your back. Nice and controlled. You wanna think about pulling your shoulders so that they're underneath your body. Open your chest quite a bit. And then I'm gonna invite you to keep your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. All right, so our first exercise, we're gonna do our abdominal draw. So you wanna think about your hips here. We're gonna start by pulling your low back into the floor, rocking your hips back. So you kind of flatten that lower spine onto the floor and push out against your belly as you do so. So you're holding that position. That's challenging for you. That's what you're gonna focus on. You're gonna hold that posture, rolling the hips back, and then relaxing the hips forward. You can imagine if I have a little whoopee cushion underneath my low back, I want to try to push the air out of that whoopee cushion as I rock the hips back, holding nice and strong, engage that lower abdomen, and then let the hips rock forward. If this feels pretty simple for you, you do this quite a bit, or you feel like you have a good awareness, you can add the heel slide. So with the hips rocking back, low back pressed into the floor, you can slide one heel out. So you're gonna extend the leg on one side, making sure you don't arch the back, and then draw that heel back in, and then rest the spine. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Draw the hips back, pulling the spine into the floor, and then the opposite leg, you'll slide the heel out and slide that heel back in, and then rest. Very good. From there, go ahead and take a pause. This is our first of 3 rounds. We've got plenty of time to practice this. Next, we're gonna stretch the low back, double knee to chest. So see if you can kind of pull both knees in towards the chest, grab the front of the shins, and then just ever so gently rock yourself side to side. Ooh, here comes the sunshine. Nice and steady here. Loosen up that low back. We're gonna go into our glute bridges next. So taking your time, rocking out those low back. All right, once you've loosened up that low back, we're gonna go back to that starting position, knees bent, feet about hip width apart, or if you're lying on a yoga mat, you're gonna have your feet about the width of your mat. Check in with the position of your head. So sometimes the head starts to get extended here. Lift the head up, draw the chin into the chest, have that upper neck as flat as you can. From here, when you're ready, similar position that we practiced on that abdominal draw. You're gonna rock the hips back, but now you're gonna push through your heels and start to gradually lift your hips up off the ground. Think about lifting them up one segment at a time, raising them up towards the sky, never forcing anything, but you're gonna squeeze that glutes, those glutes, and then you'll lower back down. You can rest as you lower it down. And then that's our reps there. We're gonna go for a minute total, rolling the hips back, pressing that low back into the ground, pushing through your heels, lifting those hips up and forward, and keep your knees pushing out the whole time as you do this bridge. and then controlling it down and in. We'll take about another 30 seconds. I'm going to come a little bit closer so I can see what's going on for those of you here live. See a couple of you here. There you go. Rock the hips back, lift the hips up. Very nice, Laura. There you go. And then controlling them down. See a big fluffy tail there in the picture. Hi, Riley. Good. Maybe one more rep. Rock the hips back, lift the hips up. Very nice. You want to avoid any pinching in the low back or the hips and rest from there. Keep your knees bent, keep your feet flat on the ground, and we're going to do what we call our windshield wipers for our hips next. So with the head still relaxed back, just imagine your legs are like the windshield wipers of your car. And we're going to keep the feet down. Lower your knees towards one side of your mat, both legs together. And you'll bring them up and across and take the legs over to the other side. Just nice and gentle here, opening through those hips. We'll get about 3 times on each side. Up and across. And up and back. Very good. As you loosen up those hips, we're going to go back into our first exercise of round 2. So we're going to go back to those abdominal draws. So again, first option is simply to practice rocking the hips back, creating that tension in your lower abdomen, pushing that low back flat to the ground. If you feel ready for the heel slide, you'll hold that tension of the lower spine as you drive one heel out, slide it out, rather not driving it out, sliding out, sliding it back, and then you can relax that lower abdomen. Pull the belly button in towards your spine, flatten your lower back into the ground or your bed. And then if you're doing the heel slide, same thing, opposite leg, slide the heel out, slide the heel in, and then relax the abdomen. Very good. Again, I'm going to come closer, see if I can see anything going on here. If I were there with you in your living room, I would simply slide my hand under your low back, and I would invite you to push your low back into my hand. You want to try to really flatten out my hand. Good. About another 15 seconds here. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Very good. And relax from there. Maybe one more time. Draw the belly in. Press that low back into the ground. Holding. And then rest. All right. We're going to go back to some stretching. Keep your right knee bent. Extend your left leg straight out. And then pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. See if you can interlace the hands. Grab onto the shin of your right leg as you pull that right knee towards the right shoulder. And then from here, let's roll the ankle around on that right leg. Make some nice circles with the ankle, about 3 to 5 times in one direction. And then switching directions, roll that ankle around the other way, 3 to 5 times the other way. Very good. Before we switch sides, we're going to take that same leg, pull your right knee across the body towards your left shoulder. And just want to look to get an opening here, kind of feel a stretch in the outer part of the right hip. We do this one a lot from seated where we cross the leg over, glute stretch. And again, you can hold it static here if you're getting a nice stretch, or you can start to kind of glide the knee up and down, just moving it up and down a little bit, feeling that ball and socket joint of your hip, getting a little bit of movement through that hip. Good. As you finish that, go ahead and set your right foot back on the ground. Pull your left foot up so that both knees are bent, both feet are flat. And then now we'll extend the right leg out. Extend that right leg out. And now we're going to do the same thing on the left side of the body. Draw that left knee in towards the left shoulder. Interlace the hands in front of the knee, pulling it towards the left shoulder. And now ankle rolls on that left foot. About 5 times one direction. Very good. And about 5 times the other direction. Fantastic. From the ankle rolls, we're going to go glute stretch on the left, taking your hands, pulling that left knee across the body towards your right shoulder. Feel that outer left hip start to open a little bit. And once again, either a static hold or just ever so slightly kind of gliding the knee up and down. Very good. All right, take a rest there. Go ahead and bend both knees, both feet flat on the ground. We're going to go back to our glute bridges of round 2. So both feet are flat, both knees are bent. And then when you're ready, similar to the abdominal draw, draw your belly button in towards the spine. Flatten that low back down with your hands at the side. So just gradually start to lift your hips off the ground, pushing through your feet. Drive your knees wide and then squeeze the booty as much as you can. Lowering it back down when you're ready. Good. We're going to spend about a total of a minute here, rocking the hips back, lifting those hips up, only as far as you're confident. No pinching in that low back. Squeeze the bum, and then rest them down and in. Very good. About 30 seconds left. Keep practicing there. I'm going to come a little bit closer. Thank you, Diane. That's a better angle to be able to see what you're doing. Lift the hips up if you're able. There you go. Beautiful. Awesome job. Good. Activating the back side of the body and then resting them down. Maybe 1 or 2 more reps. Lift those hips up. Push through your heels. Excellent. Lower the hips down. Good. Let's see. 1 more. Hips up. Push, push, push through your heels. And then down and rest. Fantastic. Stay there. We're going to go 1 more round back to those heel slides. If you're ready for those heel slides. If you have a trouble, it's normal to have trouble to kind of activate that lower abdomen. So don't worry about the heel slide. If you're like, I just need to focus on being able to rock my hips back and holding that low back flat. Just simply do that. Holding for as long as you're comfortable, not holding your breath, and then relax. Those of you that feel ready for the heel slides, we're going to start our minute now. So let's slide 1 heel out, keeping that low back flat as you do so, and then slide the foot back. Good job. Give the lower abdomen a rest in between, and then we'll go back into it. Draw the belly in, pulling the belly button towards the spine, either holding that posture or sliding the opposite leg out and drawing that leg up and in. Very good. 30 more seconds. These are fantastic exercises to do for anyone that has any kind of like some chronic low back pain, or just if your back feels stiff, right? We're loosening our back up and activating that lower core, because that lower core is what does the work to hold that lower spine into a neutral position. If we don't have good activation of the lower core, then we have less stability of that lower spine. Very good. Maybe 1 more time. Oh, Moose is waking up. Draw the leg out, pull that leg up and in, and then rest. All right. We're going to go back to that double knee to chest. So you're going to hug both legs into the chest, hug them in, and then just ever so gently rock your body side to side. After this stretch, we're going to go back to our final set of glute bridges, and then we'll make our way back up to our feet. All right, so when you're ready, with the knees bent, place the feet about hip width apart or about the width of your mats. And we're going to go into our final round of our glute bridge. So that abdominal draw first, rock the low back into the floor, and now push through your feet. Gradually lift the hips up off the ground, squeezing your booty. You can also think about drawing the chin in towards the chest. And then gradually think about lowering the hips back down about 1 segment at a time. Back to the floor, take a pause, and then when you're ready, roll the hips back, push through your feet, gradually create that bridge of your lower body, squeezing the bum, lifting up and open, and gradually lowering down. Very nice. The knees will tend to drop in sometimes as we're doing this, so think knees out. 30 seconds left. Pressing them up. Very good. Nice and controlled. The dogs always like when we get down on the floor. Nice. Very good. Looks like a great bridge, Diane. You got it, Laura. Maybe 1 or 2 more reps. Lift the hips. Yeah, great bridge. Good. And then gradually lower. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. While you're down on the floor, before we jump up to our feet, if you're able to do so, let's roll over so you can come onto hands and knees. You want to roll over onto hands and knees. We're going to take a moment into child's position if you can get into that position without pain. To do so, you're going to bring your big toes together and then walk your knees out just a little bit, reaching your arms straight out in front of your body, and then you're going to lower your hips back towards your heels, lower your head between the arms. And then now we'll focus on our breathing, trying to breathe in through the nose, send the air to the back side of the rib cage. And then as you exhale, lower your chest a little bit closer to the ground. 1 or 2 more breaths. Breathe into the back. Exhale, lower down, lower the head towards the mat. 1 more time, breathe in. Breathe out. And then from there, we'll make our way on up. Good job. If you have a chair to help, use your chair, kind of push into that seat, place your feet underneath you, and make your way up to standing. All right, take your time, come back to your feet, grab a drink of water, and then you're gonna meet me in the chair for the start of the next set. All right, friends. Fix my screen just a little bit. All right, take a drink. So we're gonna start from a seated position. I'm gonna show this first round from seated. If on the later rounds you wanna challenge yourself by doing it standing, you can also do it standing on the later rounds. From seated, you're gonna take your left arm out to the side, sit nice and tall, and now you're gonna pick up your right knee, draw the left knee towards the, elbow to the opposite knee, and then open everything up. Exhale as you draw it together. Sit tall as you open it up. Very good. Draw the belly in. Stay as tall as you can. Lift the foot and toes as you lift that leg up and across and back and open. Fantastic. About another 10 seconds. Exhale as you draw it together. Inhale as you open. Shoulder down here as you open. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Pull it together. Open it up. Final time. Draw it together and open it up. Good job. Relax that arm down. Do the same thing on the opposite side. So check back in with your posture. Sit nice and tall. Arm up to 90. Good. When you're ready, lift the knee, lift the foot, pull the elbow across. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Working the brain, working the midsection, working our hip flexors here. Good. Every time you come back to the top, sit as tall as possible. Draw that belly in as you pull the arm across. Good. Maybe 1 more. Lift the knee, lift the foot, pull it across, and open it up. Awesome job. All right. Make your way up to your feet. We're going to open up our hips next, and then we're going to practice some squatting. All right. So to open the hips, let's step your left foot back, right foot forward. And now let's reach your right arm straight up in the air if you can. You can balance on the left as needed or hand on the hip. From here, shift that hip forward and then reach your arm across the body. So hip pushes forward, squeeze the glute, and then you're going to gently side bend. Very good. Rock it back. 1 more time. Rock it forward and reach across the body. You want to get a nice opening here in the front of the torso. Good. And rest it down. Walk that back foot in. Same thing, other side. Right foot steps back this time. Right arm reaches up. That hip shift like we did earlier on. And now side bend away from the side that you're stretching that hip. Beautiful. Rock it back. You can bring that arm all the way down if you want to give that shoulder a rest. Push that hip forward, reach up and across, opening through the front side of the body. Good. Bringing it down. Last time. Shift the hip, squeeze the glute, and reaching up and across. Fantastic. All right. From here, I'm going to demo by holding on to the chair. We're going to work on our squatting next. You can hold on to a doorway, a countertop, tabletop. Walk those feet about hip width apart. Have just a gentle toe out, so nothing extreme. And then from here, either reaching your arms straight out or holding on with your upper body. Sending those hips back, push your knees wide as you lower those hips down, seeing as far as you're confident, and then drive your feet into the floor, coming on up to the top. Fantastic. We're gonna spend about a minute here practicing this range of motion, sitting back, Weight to the heels, push your feet down, coming back up to standing. Fantastic. Back and down. Knees wide. And standing tall. Good job. As you focus on sitting back into your heels, also push your big toe down. So try not to lift the toes up as you lower back. Very good. Keeping your eyes up, looking straight ahead as you lower. When we look down towards the ground, we tend to lower our chest down. We want to keep that chest tall. Going to be 1 or 2 more reps. Knees drive wide, chest stays tall. Awesome job. Woo! And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Woo! Hello, legs. Fantastic. All right. So now you can either stay standing or go back to the chair. We're going to be doing march and punch. So we're going to practice a little bit of cross crawl here. Arms up to the side. And when you're ready, you're going to punch across the body. This can also be done from seated. You sit tall, lift the knees, lift the toes, hands right about shoulder height. Very good. Exhale as you punch. Inhale and draw those shoulder blades back as you come back to standing or back to seated. Good job. Those of you doing this from standing, really lift up through your midline. Just balance work in disguise. Trains coming through town. All kinds of background noise here. Couple more on each side. Smile as you punch. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. Maybe 1 more on each side. And take a rest. All righty. That's set 1. We're going to do it twice more. So if you remember, we started that round seated with that knee to the opposite elbow. So if you're like, hey, I need to do that seated, take it back to your chair. If you want to do it from standing, then stay here with me standing. And if you are doing it standing, maybe just have somewhere to steady yourself. So I can always balance on the one hand, sit up nice and tall. All right, whenever you're ready, let's bring your left elbow up to shoulder height, lifting everything up to the center, and then drawing your knee up, elbow across the body. Good. Exhale, draw it together. Inhale, sit or standing tall. Beautiful. Those of you standing, watch the hips don't kick out. Good. Nice and patient here. Wonderful. Nice and tall, nice and long. And last one. And rest. Good job. Shake it out. We'll go same thing on the opposite side. Sit or standing tall. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Draw that right elbow back. Left knee up. Breathe in as you open. Exhale as you close it down and in. Breathe in, open. Exhale, close. Good. If you're standing, make sure you keep drawing everything up and in. I always like to remember the sound of music when they have those marionette puppets with the strings. You want to imagine that we've got somebody pulling us up from the heavens. Staying long, staying tall. Beautiful. 1 more. Up and across and take a rest. Awesome job. If you were seated for that, make your way back up to your feet. We're going to do another stretch before we go back into our round 2 of squatting. All right. So if you remember on the first round, we did those hip flexor openers with that rotation or the side bend. Now we're going to try to stretch the quad. So I recommend balancing here. Lift everything up and in, and you're going to try to grab that foot with the same side hand, pulling the heel towards the glute. Very good. Soft bend that support knee, ribs down and in, draw the belly in. Very nice. About another 10 seconds here. This is a tough one, so be kind to yourself. If you can't quite do it, it's okay. When you're ready, go ahead and release that foot. We're going to go same thing on the other side. So establish your balance, lifting everything up. Looking to try to grab that foot on the same side. Pull the heel towards your glute. Very good. This also can be done lying down on the floor. If it's hard to grab your foot, you can use like a strap, a band, even a towel to wrap around your ankle and then pull that heel towards your bum. 2, 1, and release that foot. All right, fantastic. Back to our squats. If you want to hold a little bit of weight, you can get some light dumbbells or a water bottle, some soup cans, hold them underneath your chin. We did unassisted squats last round. If you like, hey, it doesn't feel good on my body, if anything's going on with your knees or hips, maybe it'd be better to squat to a chair. So I'll show that this round. I'm gonna hold a little bit of weight as I do so. So set those feet about hip width apart, slight toe out, eyes up, chest up, and when you're ready, knees drive wide as you lower down. Try to sit if you're going to a chair with control, and then drive up, standing tall. Good. Those of you squatting without the chair, come down as far as you're confident, staying strong through the middle. Beautiful. And then Diane, take your time. Yeah, Shirley, thank you for that camera angle. That's great. I can see more of your body. And pushing to your feet, standing tall. Nice. Back and down and up. Good job. Halfway through, I'm going to come a little bit closer, see how everybody's looking. Good. Take your time, Diane. See if you can sink just a little bit deeper. Reaching, reaching, reaching. That's it. Chest up, holding strong. Yeah, there it is. Nice, Laura. And stand. 15 seconds. Good, Shirley. Pushing out, pushing out. Awesome range of motion. And standing from there. Beautiful. Maybe one more, crew. Back, back, back. And all the way up. And take a rest from there. Awesome job. If you were holding some weights, go ahead and set those down. We're back to our final march and punch. I'm going to change it up a little bit this round. We'll start with our march and punch, and then we're going to do a couple of step jacks as well. Standing up nice and tall, pull the shoulders back, arms up at the sides, and then when you're ready, lifting everything up and in, punch across, lift the knees. It also can be done from seated. Breathing in as you draw it back, exhale as you punch across. Good. You want to try to keep the hands up high, right about the height of your shoulders. Very nice. Those of you standing, push that big toe down. Draw the belly in as you reach across. Very good. And then as I mentioned, we're going to change it up a little bit. Take a break from those knee raises and just come to a step jack. If you're seated here, just stay seated and open the shoulders, close the shoulders. Open the chest, close the chest. Good. 15 more seconds. Standing tall, shoulders back and down, palms forward. Squeezing those shoulders back, opening the chest, and 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Grab a drink of water. We're going to take it through one more time, starting with that same side, knee to elbow. All right, so remember, this is the one that can be done seated. We did it seated together on the first round. If you're going to do it standing, I do recommend maybe balancing somewhere. Either sit tall or stand tall. Draw your left arm back, bring your elbow right about shoulder height. Midline draws in, and then when you're ready, lift everything up, elbow across the body, open and stand tall. Good. Sit or stand. Exhale, draw together. Inhale, open. Practice moving with control here. We're staying on one side of the body, and then we'll switch. But if you're already alternating, feel free to stay with that. Very good. Pushing that big toe down, drawing that belly in as you lift up. Maybe one more. Very good. Let's go ahead and rest those arms down for a second. Shake it out. I'm going to just move my balance point around. And then same thing, other side. Draw your right arm up and back, elbow about 90 degrees. And here we go. Lift it up. Same thing, other side. Open and close. Nice, Shirley. Breathing in as you open. Exhale as you close. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good job, Diane. Open and close. 10 more seconds. Really push that big toe down. Draw everything up and in. And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Woo! All right, those of you that did that one seated, final time, come back up to your feet. We're going to go into our last set of squats. All right, either holding on to something, squatting to a chair. Either way, walk your feet out, slight toe out. If you want to hold weights here, you can. Ready, and here we go. If you're not holding weight, reach those arms straight out. Push those knees wide. Bring your hips down as far as you're confident, and then drive through your feet standing tall. Awesome. Really good depth, crew. Sinking back, knees push out. Wonderful. Drive the feet down, opening through the hips. Good job. Taking your time. Reach, open, and stand. Good. Ideally here, we'd like to get the hips below the level of the chair. All right, but if you're not quite ready for that, no problem. We're right about halfway. I'm gonna come a little bit closer. Good, there you go, Diane. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Yeah, no problem, Laura. Take a break. Yeah, 20 seconds. Maybe 2 to 3 more reps, back and down. I'm really impressed, Shirley. Great job. All the way up. Woo, Diane, don't get stuck down there. Chest up. Give me one more, crew. And reach those arms, send those hips back, push those knees out, and then drive the feet into the floor as you stand tall. All righty, give yourself a round of applause, grab a drink of water, and meet me in the chair. Woo, nice work. All right, tough work's done. We're just gonna stretch it out to finish. Nice job. All right, so as we come to the chair, I'm gonna give the legs a break for a second, and let's give some attention back to the upper body. So broad chest, pull the shoulders back and down. And now you're gonna imagine that I'm there in your living room, and I'm gonna come over, I'm just gonna gently pinch your earlobe on your right ear, and I'm gonna think about lifting your ear up towards the sky as you lower your left ear towards the left shoulder. So think about lengthening through this side of the neck as you lower this head down. Yep. You don't literally need to grab the ear, then coming back up to the center, draw the chin in so you're nice and neutral towards your spine. And then again, now I'm gonna grab your left earlobe. Imagine your left earlobe reaching up towards the ceiling, lengthening that left side of the neck as you lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. Hello. Good, back to neutral. Draw the chin back in. We're gonna do that once more with a little variation. So chin towards draw it in like you're trying to make a double chin. Now I'm back to your right ear up towards the ceiling, lengthening through that right side. And then just ever so gently rotate your head, kind of peer your eyes up like you're trying to look in the far right corner of your room. Yep. It's hard to see with my head on. Rotating up. Good. Rotate your head back, pull the chin in, back to neutral. Same thing other side. So the first thing I do, draw the chin in, lengthening through the left side of your neck, left ear up towards the ceiling or sky. And then see if you can just ever so gently rotate your chin, turn your eyes, if the sun's not in your eyes, looking over your left shoulder this time, like you're trying to look in the far left corner of your room, like at the ceiling part of the corner. Good, back to neutral and rest there. From here, let's go some nice neck circles, chin down to the chest. Just make some nice smooth circles. Tilting the head back with control. We'll go 2 to 3 circles and then we'll switch directions. This should all feel good. We don't want it to be painful. Once you finish that last circle, then we'll switch directions. Same thing other side. Chin down to the chest, rotating the head around. You might have a couple little pops and clicks in your neck. I know I'm having a couple. Shouldn't be painful, should feel good. Maybe one more time. Very nice, and then rest there. Give the neck a break. Let's come back to the lower body. Sitting up nice and tall, make sure you're right up on your sit bones. We're gonna start with your left leg. Interlace the hands in front of the knee, draw the shoulders back, and now we're gonna look to cross that foot over. Very nice. And then adjust the hands, kind of shift them around. And now similar to what we did on the floor, we're going to draw that leg in, trying to pull it towards the opposite shoulder, just opening up through the glutes on this side. Good. And feel free to close those eyes for a moment. Let's breathe in through the nose, lengthen through the spine, out through the mouth. 2 more breaths. Last one. and rest. We're gonna stay on this side of the body. See if you can grab the ankle of your left foot, pulling it up above the knee, and then invite that left knee to lower down. You can use your left hand gently on the left knee. Keep those shoulders down out of the ears. And then we're just looking to go into, call this a figure 4 stretch, kind of making the number 4 with your hips here. Good, we'll hold this one for 30. It's a great time to close those eyes again, especially if you spend a good amount of your day looking at screens. Give it a break. See if you can relax all those little muscles of the eyes as you invite that hip to open, never forcing. Good, 10 more seconds. Try to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, one more breath. Beautiful. Go ahead and make your way out of that stretch. In between legs, we're gonna do a toe touch from seated. So sitting up nice and tall, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me. Hands on the thighs, draw the belly in, and then a couple of you did this on the first cat-cow. Now we're gonna slide the hands down the shins, turn the chin towards the chest, and you choose here. You can use your upper body to control how far down you reach. We're looking to get a nice stretch for that low back. Once you get into a position, you're like, okay, I feel that stretch. If you're okay to hang out there for a moment, hold that position and then breathe deep. Send that air to the back of the rib cage, expanding your lungs. And then exhale. See if your body wants to come a hair closer to the floor. One more breath. Breathe in, breathe out. On that next inhale, start to work your hands up your body. Come back up to seated. Whew, I got a little dizzy on that one. It's about time for me to have some lunch. All right, as you come back up to seated, sitting nice and tall, we're gonna balance out the hips. Same thing, opposite side. So we're gonna go glute stretch first to lift that leg, hands on the front of the shins. See if you can cross that foot over, readjust the hands, draw the shoulders back, and now pull that knee like you're trying to pull it towards that opposite shoulder. That shoulders back and down. Good. And when you're ready, see if you can grab the ankle, keep that foot above the knee, and then just invite this right knee to start to lower down. You could ever so gently place the hand on the knee, never forcing. There you go. We'll go 30 seconds here. Tall chest, chin in. I invite you to close the eyes and just feel your body breathe. Feel the lungs and the rib cage expand as you inhale. Feel it depress down as you exhale. Trying to lengthen through the spine on the inhale. Relaxing on the exhale. Let's go 2 more breaths. Last one. And gradually unwind from there. Pull that foot up and down. Place it back on the floor. All right. One more stretch, and then we're going to finish with our final breathing. So let's keep your feet flat on the ground this time. Bring your knees together. Take your right hand, reach across, grab onto your left thigh. Sitting tall, take your left hand to the left shoulder. Now pull through your thigh as you rotate your body, looking over that left shoulder. And now we'll do our little circles of that elbow. You can imagine you have like a grapefruit hanging down from the sky. And you're using your elbows, making some circular patterns. And we're using this circular pattern to move that shoulder blade just a little bit. Up and down, up and back. Breathing in, lengthen through the spine. And as you breathe out, hold that length and just see if you can pull a little bit deeper into that stretch. Very good. 1 or 2 more circles and release. Same thing, other side. Continue to sit tall. This time your left hand to the right thigh and right hand to the right shoulder. Good. Pull into that right thigh. Turn your spine, looking over that left shoulder. And now we'll start our elbow circles. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Roughly 10 circles here, but you don't need to count them. Just feel your body move, feel your body breathe. Nice, gentle twist. Lengthening on the inhale, a little bit deeper twist on the exhale. And 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and release. All right, everybody, great work today. Final breathing exercises. Bring your arms down to the side. We're gonna breathe in, elevate those shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, pull them back and down, broad chest. Good. 2 more times. Breathe in, elevate up, Exhale, back and down. Last one. Inhale and exhale. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. Great job today. Keep your hydration going. Hope you get to enjoy some sunshine on this beautiful day. And we'll be back here tomorrow.